Okay, here's your run from Saturday. It's nice, pretty smooth. Little bobble there in the tunnel. Ooh, I wonder if you got called on that. Okay. Let's see. So again, it's hard to see here because it looks like the video started right a tad bit late. But again, see how he's kind of set up kind of this way, and so he takes the jump this way. Set him up right here so he can see the next jump. And by setting him up like this, he has a tendency to come into you anyways, but when you set him up like this and see you're looking, you're staring right at him, everything you're doing is telling him just to come right to your feet, okay? So set him up right here so he can see the double, the next jump, and then go out to where you are, and try not to stare right at him, okay? Try to have your head kind of more forward. You can still see him out of your peripheral because, see, look at this. See, you're looking at him. Now watch him. Okay, he's parallel to you, and then you kind of take your eyes off of him, and look. He just kind of keeps going this way, and then you have to push him back. So set him up here. Turn your head so you can see him just in your peripheral vision. And then you start here and you run a straight line from this jump to this jump, and you look at the double. You look at the next jump, not at him. I mean, you can make sure you can still see him, that he's coming, or, so you're aware of where he is. But you have a tendency to really stare. Even here, you're staring right at him. Look at this jump. Look where you want him to go, okay? It may help his tendency to come into you so much if you kind of start to look where you're going, where he's going. You get that in. See, you're still staring right at him. Look at the next obstacle. You're still staring. Okay, this is going to be a thing now that I'm going to be really watchful of you when you run. You're staring at him. You're still looking at him. Look ahead. See, there you looked ahead. You looked ahead to see where you were going. There you looked ahead again. Look ahead. It's going to help him. And you are able to run, really close to the obstacles. And so he is going to have no question about where he's supposed to go, okay? You just kind of need to make sure he's coming, I guess. So here, yeah, okay, so it's because you try to do a cross on the flat after this jump, and you see you're staring right at him, so he's curling into you, and you're still both moving this way, so he wasn't exactly sure to take the tunnel. I think if you have your inside arm up here, I think if you'd use your outside arm, usually when I do a cross on the flat like that, I use my outside arm, and it helps kind of turn the dog. So he kind of went wide. I think he thought he was supposed to go to this winged jump right here. But you get him in there. Good boy. And then we go to the weaves, and here you slow down, and you start walking like halfway between. So, maybe in this particular case, once you got him in the tunnel, just race over to the weave poles. And then when you get about to where that arrow is, so maybe like, 4 or 5 feet from the weaves, then you can walk. But what it's going to do is when he comes out of the tunnel, he's going to drive all the way to where you are. And then if you still feel like you need to manage the weaves and slow down and stop, then you can do it then. But don't do it, back here when you're you're not even really that close to the weaves. Because when you slow down and decelerate, he does exactly the same thing, okay? So he does it pretty immediately, okay? So you can get all the way up to here and still do it, and it's going to save you a little smidgen of time, okay? But that's what we need with him, is like little smidgens of time, like all over the course, little places where you can, you know, pick up a little bit of time. Now here, I know you had a bobble here on this triple. And you kind of, it's like you went a little too far at the end of the weaves, and then you kind of had to come out around the triple. So be aware of that when you're walking it. Figure out like, okay, I can take 2 steps beyond the end of the weave poles, and then I can make a 90-degree turn and be straight for the next 2 jumps. So think about that when you're walking that, so that it's just very, very clear to him where he's supposed to go. Because when you do these wows, he comes right with you, okay? And here you're staring. I can see you're staring. Here you're not staring. You're looking at where you're going, and look at him go. Now you're staring. Well, I mean, he's right at your feet. And it's going to be something like anything we do with our dogs. It's not like if you do it a few times, it's going to be like this miraculous thing that's going to happen, and your lives are forever going to be changed, right? But if you can really work on that and get yourself to be consistent, because here I can see that you're not staring directly at him, but I can see that you are aware of where he is. And he gets a little ahead of you, and he turns into you, but about that same time, you look at him. And I just wonder, because this was pretty much a straight line to here. And I just wonder if you kind of looked up and you just kind of stared at that next thing, if that would help. I don't know. It'll be something for you to experiment with and try. And same here. You're looking at him. You're looking at him. Just run and stare straight ahead. It's a straight line. And he's questioning because he's ahead of you. He doesn't like to be so far ahead of you. Another thing, too, is if there's going to be a line of jumps like this, like there often is at the end of excellent jumpers courses, is you establish your straight line, you run it, you look forward, and you just keep that arm up. Okay, so your arm is down right now. Your arm is down. It's down. So when he kind of turns to look back at you, your arm is down. You're still moving forward, but you're kind of far behind. And so I think if your arm was up, I don't know, maybe it will help in situations like that. We can try it. Good boy.